Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 10th August 2023. My name is T.S.V. Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. Hardan, Hardan, Haribol, TRSV, Nectar, NECTAR, Nectar. In this particular vlog, in all my previous videos, we have been discussing about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video in this vlog is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is a mere continuation of all that we have been doing in all my previous videos. Hence, kindly subscribe to this vlog and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of all my previous and future videos. So let us continue with the topic of discussion for today's video. For the past few videos, we have been trying to analyze a term called focus and its importance in the life of a human living entity and his or her psyche. We know by now that we need a lot of focus to carry out any assignment that we choose or God chooses for us to be worked out in a particular lifetime. We also know that around 75% of humanity does not even realize that he or she has come into this material world to carry out either a material or a spiritual assignment on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his eternal servant and his eternal slave. We all, whether male or female, are directly or indirectly servants of God, and officially we have come here only to carry out assignments on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, the same Supreme Personality of Godhead has given us all a free will to either realize this assignment, to understand this assignment, or to choose one assignment to be completed by us. There are assignments depending upon our own evolvement, whims, fantasies, tastes, preferences, intelligence, maturity, education, experience, etc. We choose one particular assignment on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to carry out in our own lifetime. While talking about this, we also talk about to carry out an assignment. First, we have to allow to that assignment to grow into us and to fall in love with that particular aim or that subject completely, to concentrate on carrying it out completely, successfully, or partially, and keep it as a work in progress for a future birth in our own chain of repeated births and deaths. This is one thing that we analyzed and are analyzing in our talk about focus in our vlog. In that process, we have talked about a few case histories to make us understand better what this is all about. To complete an assignment, we need experience, education, love for that assignment, and above all, a type of focus on that assignment in such a way that we do not think about anything else night and day. We talked about the case history of Mr. Sohrab Modi in my previous video. To understand this particular topic or term called focus in our lives. Today we shall talk about another such case history. There is a township and a district called Kolhapur in the state of Maharashtra in India. In the turn of the 20th century, there lived one particular respectable family in that Kolhapur area, which was surnamed Van Khudre or Van Khurde. That is, a family with that surname lived in Kolhapur. On 19th November 1901 or 2, one boy was born in that family. This boy was christened as Shantaram. V.Shantaram Vankhurde became this boy's complete name. Nobody at that time knew that this simple and innocent child, born in a middle class, respectable family in Kolhapur, will rise to dizzy heights, become an icon and a legend on the international scenario of film industry, and will become a noted filmmaker, producer, studio owner, theater owner, director, actor, and star maker. This all happened in the life of this particular boy, though this boy's childhood was quite humble. This boy, Shantaram, hardly went to school at that time. Probably he did not complete his schooling also. However, he was attracted to theater in that area right from his childhood, from the age of 8. After observing this theater in Maharashtra, this boy, not to be left behind, joined this theater through one group at the age of 13 as a makeup artist assistant. Even when he joined there as an assistant, he had to do all sorts of odd jobs for that theater company. However, because he had joined one group, this boy had to travel from Kolhapur to other nearby villages and towns and to exhibit or to stage plays and dramas in those villages and towns. Slowly, this boy, because of his character and his hard work, rose on the ranks of this theater ladder. After a few years, he rose to become a chief makeup artist for the artists there. In that process, one day he was also offered a role in the same theater stage plays and dramas for which he used to do makeup to all artists. V.Shantaram began playing bit roles in stage plays and dramas. Soon he was recognized for his talent as a makeup artist and an actor. At that time, thanks to his capacity to read and write, this boy also began to use all his intellectual faculties into writing scripts of plays and dramas. A time came when, in the late teens or early adulthood, this boy became a rising star in one theater group in Kolhapur. These people turned or slided towards filmmaking instead of concentrating only on stage plays. They soon began producing and directing small films for the Marathi audience of Maharashtra at that time. This group and V. Shantaram began concentrating in and around a place called Pune, where this guy started his first studio called Prabhas. Such was the focus of V. Shantaram towards his aim to become a filmmaker in the theater of Indian film theater and film industry that he thought about nothing else at any cost or at any time. Soon this boy became so famous that the journalists and press reporters of that time began writing about him and his plays in several magazines and newspapers. One of such writers was another icon called Mr. Balraj Sahani, who was already trying to make it big in the Bombay film industry. V. Shantaram read that article and he invited Mr. Balraj Sahni to Pune to his own studio called Prabhat. Mr. Balraj Sahni has admired the focus, simplicity, and the to-the-point character of V. Shantaram in one of his own articles. He says that V. Shantaram was such a genius even at that time that he seldom thought about anything else except making movies for the audience in Maharashtra, and his focus was such that this guy was churning out films one after the other for the sake of the Marathi audience. At that time, V. Shantaram also began making films in Hindi. Some of his films, which later became legends, were दुनिया न माने, दो आंखें बारह हाथ, नवरंग, गीत गाया पत्थरों ने, झनक झनक पायल बाजे, and जल बिन मछली, नित्य बिन बिजली. All these became stones, milestones in the Indian filmmaking. They are used as one milestone even today and are prescribed as textbooks or films for students of filmmaking in the Pune Film Institute. Not only that, Mr. V. Shantaram was solely responsible for making stars like the legendary Shanta Apte, his own niece Nanda, a film Bollywood icon called Jitendra, his own wife Rajesh Jayashree, and his own daughter Rajashri. He made films with several other heroes also, with his daughter or his wife or his own niece as heroines in those films. Meanwhile, V. Shantaram started a studio in Bombay and purchased or built a theatre in Bombay called Prabhat Theatre. By this time, when he was in his late 30s or early 40s, V. Shantaram had already become a movie mogul. He was on par with such stalwarts as Mehboob, Sohrab Modi, Vyas, Chandulal Shah, and S. Mukherjee, etc. V. Shantaram had made it to the top after starting from the bottom as an odd job boy in the Marathi film industry. Slowly, this guy got the status of a living legend, an icon, and a person who could soar to dizzy heights of success in the rising film industry of India. It did not take time for this guy to become so internationally famous that foreign journalists, even in those colonial periods, used to come to visit V. Shantaram in his studios. This guy, who died in the year 1991 at the age of 90 or 91, had achieved so much in his lifetime only because of his native intelligence, experience, maturity, street smartness, and above all, his focus on his aim as a filmmaker. This is one thing that we should realize by the study of the life story of V. Shantaram. We should take a leaf out of the life story of V. Shantaram and realize that he also belonged to the mortal world once, but because of his sheer focus on his aim, which fortunately or advertently or inadvertently realized during his lifetime because of default or design. It is doubtful that V. Shantaram was born with the knowledge of being a servant of God or of being aware of his assignment in this world. However, due to some quirk of destiny, this young middle class boy from Kolhapur, Maharashtra, realized that he had come here to do or concentrate on some purpose and to achieve as much as possible in that purpose in his lifetime. What V. Shantaram achieved, seldom others could have unless they had the intelligence, experience, and focus of V. Shantaram on his aim. We must realize that a person must totally fall in love with this imaginary aim or this assignment from the Supreme Personality of Godhead to thrive, strive, work, struggle, and achieve success in that particular assignment. No distraction from such an aim is allowed when you want to aim high. As they say, success, money, electricity, etc. are jealous mistresses. They will not allow any sort of distraction from their victim towards any other idea. If he or she does that, these mistresses will come down heavily upon them in such a way that these guys will end up neither with this aim or this mistress nor with some other mistress or distraction that would have caught their attention. Absolute focus and love and besotment for a particular aim is necessary to achieve a particular purpose in a lifetime. Whether or not you succeed in it completely in that lifetime, or you keep it as a work in progress when you die, does not matter. Failures or limited successes are only pillars of final success. No effort of yours will go in vain, whether you want it or whether you understand it or whether you realize it. What efforts you put in this lifetime will come in handy in your next lifetime. That is the reason why we find that some people become seeded players in a particular subject in one lifetime, while the others start as beginners in that lifetime. We wonder what was so different in them. It was that past in past lifetimes these very people had gone through the very grind that the others are going through in that lifetime. These people had already seen what the others are seeing in that lifetime. And that is precisely the reason why they came as seeded players in that particular subject, aim, or bullseye, and started from there to achieve further success. That is probably the reason why V.Shantaram, though born in a middle class family in Kolhapur, could achieve such dizzy heights of success when others in his society or in his community could not achieve anything near to this what V. Shantaram achieved in his own lifetime. Probably those people also will be able to achieve this in their next lifetime, because in this they struggled hard to achieve their success and had to die when they had reached one particular level. This is one important topic that I wanted to discuss in this particular video and case history. If we focus on a particular aim, sooner or later we will achieve the pinnacle of success in that particular subject or aim or bull's eye. Our ultimate aim for every individual soul, spirit soul entrapped in a material body is to get self realized, evolve materialistically and spiritually, further get liberated from this chain of repeated births and deaths, and finally get delivered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is one main aim that is applicable to every living entity, whether or not he or she realizes it in this lifetime. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular subject in this particular video. Please give me your expert views, opinions, thoughts, and ideas so that I may blend everything together for the sake of this society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan